Fielded a call today. Actually, it was a situation that I've had several times in the past, and it's where a parent passes away, and the adult child, so an elderly parent, passes away in the hospital, and the child doesn't know. So the adult child that generalized the story. The adult child maybe checks in weekly with their parent. Parent lives alone, and the child lives in another state or a half hour away or even on the next block. But the child speaks perhaps weekly or every several days, and then the parent passes away and the child doesn't know. And the circumstances in this instance were that when this adult child found out, the hospital had the belongings of her parent, but his healthcare proxy was in the name of his paramour, right? So this person was a divorced person, and now the hospital refuses to give the belongings to the adult child. Now, in this instance, back and forth, this generalized theme and the specifics in this instance, I inquired as to whether or not there was an estrangement. You know, because you hear the person passed away a week ago and you didn't know, and why would you not know? And I guess in real life, I think back in my own life, I don't think there was a week I went without speaking to my mother. I want to say that upon the passing of my father, I think there was a 10-year period, give or take, that I spoke to my mother every day. I would do a check-in call, right? And then I think for a number of years after that too, but at least 10 years straight. And I would either call on the way to work, I commuted by car, right? Or on the way home. How's it going, Ma? How are you? What's going on? And, you know. So anyway, I digress. But what is there to do? So my advice, not legal advice, because this person's not a client, I asked her to speak to an administrator at the hospital or an omnibus individual or a social worker and explain that she is the next of kin with, it's very difficult to prove, right? But she has a birth certificate and she has a photo ID. And with those documents, you can go to the hospital and demonstrate that you're the next of kin, because the girlfriend is not. And she needs to get into the apartment, his apartment, to see if there's a will. But if there's no will, she could petition the court to be an administrator for the estate of her father. So I started out strong in this video, and I ended up with some, I guess, useful information. And in between, I told you a little bit about my mom. So, cheers.